Listen-only mode.
Good evening. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our NES webinar tonight. We're going to show how the NES is working, how the provision is working. We're going to see about the human body field. We're going to talk about the human body field. We're going to talk about the drivers, the integrators. But before we start, it's very good to have an overview what shows the provision when I just have made my scan. Now, a lot of people, you have the provision or not, but for sure when you have the provision, you have the My Health. And that's an important combination. Why is it important? Because every time you make a scan, that the first screen you see, it's all about the energetic rejuvenators. And for example, in this screen, you see 6, 8 points where lots of things come together, what's behind this screen. So everything what's behind or it's in the provision shows up in the ERs. For instance, the tissue problems, the blockages in the tissue, the meridians, they show up, but very important, also the brain holograms. We're going to see and talk about the brain holograms in a few minutes or moments. But when I do a webinar or when we do an education, classroom education, it's very important to know that you make a scan and that you treat. So scan and treat. So what do you need more? Between 3 and 10 seconds after you made your scan, you have the most important view is opened in your provision. So look to the ERs, you go to the first one, ER11, you click on the ER11, and into your health file, you see the combination from ER11 to the integrator number 3. Yeah? So the integrator number 3, what is it? You can read it in here. It's in Dutch. So for instance, when it's in language what doesn't match with your patient, you just go to your home screen, you click on it, you go and search for your overview, software information. You see which clients you have, the scans you made, which credits you have. And you go to the client view and you go to installing it. So you change your language, software language. You're going to click this button and you put it in English. You saved it. And now when you go back into your provision, you click on your patient's name, you go to the scan history, you take the one we had, and then you go back to ER11 and everything is changed. Is it now Chinese, Japanese, Russian, Spanish? It doesn't matter. It's about the integrator number 3, and it's working on the parathyroid system. It's got everything to do with the small intestine meridian. And this small intestine meridian starts here and ends on this level in your face. So when the client has some problems with his arms, with the shoulders, his neck or her neck, even in trigeminous neuralgia, so problems with the jaw, problems when they sleep, that they make the noises, everything can already be treated in something like the ER11. Also, the parathyroid system is involved in this ER11. So when you treat, you take the My Health and you want to treat this person, you can choose between on body or off body with your My Health. When you choose to treat off body, you can hold your MyHealth in the neighbor of this point. When you want to treat this client on body, and you put your MyHealth on body, you put the intensity on 1 or 2, you put your MyHealth on the skin, and you enlarge the energy, the power, until that moment that your client feels a little tingling on the skin. And then you're going to move the MyHealth on this pathway from the small intestine. So you can treat the patient in the area where she or he has maybe some shoulder problems, neck problems, maybe elbow problems. Yeah? And that's all with one point. So scan and treat. You have lots of possibilities. You can talk afterwards, you can talk during your treatment, but it's very important that you don't learn your patient the provision scan, but that you are the practitioner who starts the treatment with something big as a tool like the MyHealth. Give infoceuticals, but we're going to talk a little bit later about that. Then you can go back, and then you choose ER17. It's about the integrator number 5, integrator number 7. Yeah? So you see immediately that the combination of the integrators are there. It's the gallbladder and the bladder. This one is the bladder, and the EI7 is the gallbladder. So you take this point, you can choose on or off body, and you see that the gallbladder, together with the bladder meridian, you treat on body this all neck and back area. Also, leg problems can be involved, yeah? Even headaches, yeah? Migraine, neuralgic problems. Everything is just in that point, ER17. There's only this tool. You need maybe 3 to 5 minutes, yeah, to use your MyHealth, and you are treating. This ER67, it's the shoulder and the arm. It's got everything to do with the integrator 1, and it's the large intestine meridian. Look, the large intestine meridian. Yeah. The upper, lower, and middle back of this area. Now go back. ER46. Both sides. That's everything to do. You give a double click with the large intestine. Yeah? Large intestine integrator number 1, elbow joint. So the 67 and the 46. You see that all those two, they have to make, they work together with the large intestine. Yeah? And you go back, then you have the last one in this scan, 36, and that helps rejuvenate and clear energy blocks, yeah, within the wrist and the triple warmer meridian. Now, you must know that the triple warmer meridian also is involved, yeah, with your thyroid. So thyroid problems can be an hypo or an hyperthyroid problem. It's everything to do with this channel, ending with the triple warm heater on the lateral side of the eyes. That you can do with this screen. That's what everything you can do with this screen. Go back and you see, and you do your treatment. When there are more points like this, and you think or mention that they all are red, then you have too much or too many points which you can't treat in one session. It's no problem. What do? You just go to the recommendation screen. You click on the recommendation, and you see the priority from 11, 17, 36, 46. And you use this priority screen to choose 4 ERs for the treatment. And
Peter, I'm afraid we can't hear you. I think we've lost the sound somewhere. We lost it about a minute ago or so. Could you have a look and see if you can correct that for us?
With your health or
Peter,
with the health of our patient? Yes.
Peter, sorry, we lost sound. I think most people lost sound about a minute ago. So before you moved onto this screen, I think everybody lost sound from you.
Sound.
Yeah, no, you're okay now.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you now, but we lost it about a minute ago. So if you could just repeat the last sentence, please just go back to when you went onto this screen. I think that would help. Thank you.
No problem. No problem. Okay. So welcome back. I'm from Belgium. My name is Peter Paulissen. It's a sometimes distance, so you can lose my sound sometimes, but doesn't matter. Andrea gave me a tip, and here I'm back again. We discussed the ER screen.
Yeah, perfect.
And when we go to our next screen, the info screen, you see there's the big field aligner, and we were talking about the polarity. Now, polarity gives an overview about the positive or negative charge from our client. We prefer a more negative charge for our body, for our human body field, than a more positive. Because when there is a negative charge, there are lots of problems like emotional block, stress, electromagnetic disturbance of all kinds, air travel, geopathic stress, toxins, and chronic illnesses. They can just arise in our health without that there is any other problem that we can give a relationship between our loss of health and health. So when we see this in our provision scan, the polarity, it's very, very important to give it to our client. So we have the BFA, and the polarity. So that's a very important issue for this person. When I give the PL, that means that everything from drivers, integrators, terrains, and stars, especially the terrains and the stars, are totally gonna change when my client has the best negative charge that she or he needs for her healthcare. So that's very important. Okay, we go next to our driver field. Yeah? The drivers, you have 16 driver fields. And it's a bioenergetic theory of our human body field. It's responsible for an overall coordination for our physical, chemical, neural, and energetic activities. And we need the energizing system from the drivers to give our human body field our detoxification possibilities and our energetic activity possibilities. In this client NES scan, you see that the ED3 is red, the ED9, then we have the stomach driver, the skin driver, and the immunity driver. So when we talk about cell driver, it's the primary driver for our energy metabolism of the body. And it's like Peter Fraser says, when ED3 is showing up, you must give it always. Don't forget this. It's very important to give this to our client. Yeah? You can read about the ED3 in our health files. You can read about the stomach driver, the muscle driver, and so on. I'm going to discuss with you in a few moments, just again, the polarity, the human body field, about the three axes, the drivers and the integrators. Okay. But when we have the info, you see the big field aligner, the drivers, and the third is the integrator field. You see, for this client, it's a very clear scan. This person needs to be charged, yeah, with the ED3, ED9, and some other things. But don't forget polarity. Polarity is that's what this client needs at the first place. Integrators, you have metal, you have fire, you have the water element, you've got the wood element, fire element, and you got the earth element. So this is all about the Chinese meridians in a different situation, because Peter Fraser has measured all the frequencies that the meridians send out and in which priority the body needs to have an upgrade in the communication, and the communication and the integrators, you say it's only one word, it's a synonym. Communication of our human body field. That's a responsibility of the integrators. You see, AE1, large intestine, and neurosensory. Don't forget it. It's not only colon or large intestine, it's neurosensory. Then you have the lungs, but also the relationship with your heart. Then you go to the fire, and we go to the yang fire, and everybody knows who knows a little bit of acupuncture, Eastern medicine. That's the small intestine, but also it's got everything to do with the mucosal membranes of the gut, of your nose, of your throat, your lungs, your skin. That's also evolved with EI3. Then we have the yin of fire, it's the heart meridian, and we can go on and on, but that's for a few moments, We have on the level 2 training, we have the terrains and the stars, yeah? But really, listen people, you need the education level training in the class together with your teacher, with Cyril, or with Rainer, or with me, or somebody else, that somebody can talk about the NES provision face-to-face in the classroom situation, because this NES provision scan has so much possibilities that it's very good to go into the system to feel the person's his attention, what he or she wants to bring over to you, so that the NES provision is starting to live, because it's the integration of regular medicine, meridian or Eastern medicine, and the information medicine. It's an overall medical system, and you need training. And the fine thing about the NES provision scan is that you don't have to read or study first books and books and books. Now, into the NES provision scan, all the help files are included, and it gives you also the opportunity as a practitioner to learn from the system, because the system is in the software is an integrated system of 3 big parts. It's functional medicine. So do your best, make the scans and treat. Afterwards, you go to the scan, you take the anamnesis from your patient, and you try and see what situation is coming out of the scan. And don't think like a doctor. Don't think like an acupuncturist. Don't think like somebody, but please be open, because the system is going to learn you on a totally different way than you learned in school, than you learned on a course, than you learned on any possible situation. How can you be an open practitioner? It's like a no-mind situation. Please be open for the information field, what's coming out from the software of your scan, and the waves of possibilities of your client. Afterwards, you go and search in the scan, maybe some things you learned. Is this true that when my patient has a problem with his skin. Is this coming out in my scan on the meridian? Who is responsible for the skin? And in the Chinese medicine, it's the large intestine meridian. But don't think that when you don't, when it doesn't show up in the scan, that the scan is not worthy to be an Eastern medicine system, because information, it's more than meridians, it's more than the regular medicine. And when you hear and see Peter Fraser talking about the possibilities, he was a meridian teacher, he was a really Chinese specialist, but he had some problems to just talk about a medicine who is 5,000 years old and give not every possibility that you need as a practitioner to help your client. So he studied normal medicine in the books, like an autodidact, and he mixed it, and he took the frequencies of the emotions, he took the frequencies of the viruses, the bacteria, the fungus, the transformation possibilities of a person, and he brought this all together with Harry Massey in this system. And this system is going to learn you much more than you can think about, than you even can feel about. So be open-minded. When we talk about the supercell drivers, the genetics and the epigenetics, then we talk about the terrains and the stars. But terrains and stars, you need the level 2 training for sure to understand what's going on behind this screen. Then we go further to the mind. And when you open the mind screen, you have a lot: love, chill, peace, emotional stress release, the Liberator. Yeah? And you've also got choice point. What do you do with your client? You see the scan. You have the scan a few months, maybe a few weeks, or you want to buy the scan. Oh, it's a lot. Now, don't forget the recommendation screen. You click on the recommendation screen, and you see that we already talked about the PL of this client. We talked about the driver fields of this client, and you see that the driver 3, 8, and 9, they are very important for this client. So we go back, and we see that in our driver field, 3, 9 is important for this client. Also, we saw the polarity. So it's all in the recommendation field, but also priority in the scan. It's not difficult. You treat every ER 2 minutes on the spot. Then the client can choose to have a My Health at his place, home, and do the treatment every day for 2 minutes in this situation, first 11, 17, 36, and 46. And he takes every day 15 drops of these 4 infoceuticals. Yeah? Good. We go back to the scan. When we see that we have the polarity, yeah, and wait a minute. Okay. Good. Then we have the polarity. So the polarity we talked about, the nervous system activity generates a negatively charged electrostatic field which surrounds the body. We have this field. So when there is no priority, the field of the polarity is white. Then it's very low. Yeah? When it's red, then there is a high priority, and our body become more positively charged. That's what we saw in the scan. So when it's polarity issue, when it's more positive, it makes difficulty for changes about, or the themes are emotional blocks, stress, electromagnetic magnetic disturbance, air travel, geopatric stress, toxins, and so on. So you need the infosurgical PL to re-establish the polarity field. So the polarity field infosurgical is also involved in correcting the big field misalignments. The big field misalignments, yes. This is the big field misalignments. We have 3 axes. We've got the polar axe, we've got on our first schema the gravitativity axe, and we've got horizontal level, the equatorial axe. And you can see at the earth field or the body alignment or the human body field alignment, you see everywhere on the earth, in the human or in the human body field, you see all those 3 axes, they are coming back. And when the axes are not good enough, the GPS system of your body is out of position. There is no alignment correctly, and the big fields provide the reference point to be aligned. So you need the big field aligner to help your client or yourself to be aligned. And this is just coming out of the scan. Use the recommendation screen. We talked about the drivers and the integrators. This is the level 1 training. Yeah? So you see that the drivers, they are energizing and they activate the system. Also, psychological processes, they start and they are activated through the driver field. And second, very important on this screen, the third point is a detoxification possibility. So you can say that drivers are dynamic and they are activating. So that's very important to have this clear. The integrator system is about regulation of all body processes. It's a communication process level between organs, organelles, emotional and meridian level. It's correcting the energy distribution, or it distributes the energy in communication. So they are, when you compare the integrators with the drivers, the integrators are more static because the drivers are more dynamic, and they are direct into transfer distribution of the energy. And the drivers, they are more activating and detoxificated, or they do the body detoxification. So we've got the 16 drivers. You see them here. And the source driver is the first one. It's the catalyst for all activity. It's the free space energy. It's the driver of the driver. So when the ED1 is coming up, or the ED3, you know for sure that your client is tired. And maybe she or he said, I don't feel it. No, you are ill. You don't feel your tiredness, but your health and your health care is showing up a new balance within an illness. So an illness, it's also a balanced situation, but listen to your body. Here is the scan of your human body field, and it's showing that the driver of the drivers is exhausted. And you can give your client the ED1 and the source energy. It's for acupuncture people, it's like the Yuan Qi in the Chinese medicine. The imprinter is that the fertilized egg needs to be divided, and it needs the information how to divide. So the imprinter drivers ensures the information for that cellular activity flow. So that's the imprinter responsibility. So ED1, ED2, and ED3, it's associated with the mitochondria, centrosome, and the microtubuli. So this ED1, 2, and 3, they are very important within exhausted situation, within illnesses, with chronic illnesses, immune system defenses. So it's very important that you know the interpretation and the working fields of those drivers. When you see that in week 1, the blastocyst, it's about the driver field. In week 3, the three embryonic layers, ecto, meso, and endotherm, they're showing up. And when you see next to these weeks, what is showing up? That in the first week, the ED1, 2, and 3, they are the most important activities on that level. So when you have a patient client and ED1, 2, or 3 is in a deficit, you know that's there starts the embryology of life. And every second, your body needs that information on the right way. There are enough illnesses where the cell division is disturbed. Think about oncology. Think about everything apoptose, when the cell must die and it doesn't. There is a problem in the oncology situation. So listen and read about the drivers and help your client, help yourself, help your family, and help your practitioner in the first place. Use this system for your own healthcare. You need it and you deserve it. 3 layers, morphic field forms. So it directs all shapes and forms in and of the body. ED4, ED5, ED6, the nerve driver, circulation driver, heart driver. It's about circulation, the nerve circulation, the circulation of the circulation driver, and the heart is the master of the circulation. It's more important than our brain, our heart driver. Therefore, it's so close to number 1, heart driver. Circulation from the air. Then we talk about the lung driver. It's lung tissue. Yeah? Then we have the stomach driver. It's about the driver field circulation of your food. The muscle driver. It's about the driver of your system, your muscles, your blood, your whole system. And then you see week 9, 10, 11. Then you can be associated with ED10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. And don't mention only the numbers. Think the numbers always together with the names. The ED10 is the skin driver. ED11 is the liver driver. ED12 is the kidney. 13 is the immunity driver. 14 is the spleen. And 15 is the pancreas driver. Learn always the numbers together with the name of the driver. ED16, it's the bone driver. Okay. So in our classroom education, we're gonna look further and deeper into the drivers. You see that we talk about the driver fields, the imprinter field, the source driver field, the nerve, the circulation driver. More and more specific, practical education. We give examples. We show the scan where this driver is coming up, and we can talk about this client situation, this patient's situation. So you can learn what's going on behind the driver fields, behind the recommendation fields. So we go on until number 16. On the same level as the drivers, 16 drivers, we have something else. On the same level, you must think about ESR. So you have first, you've got the big field aligner, then you've got the polarity, then you've got the 16 driver fields, and on the same level of the drivers, you talk about the ESR. ESR, the emotional stress release. It's about everything about the medulla oblongata. Yeah? It's really a correction of different patterns. It's not only about stress, it's also about food. It's also about bulimia. It's also about anorexia nervosa. So it's got a lot of possibilities. We talk about eating disturbances. So we talk about negative of destructive forms of psychological problems. And I can talk about my experience, and ESR is helping lots of people with psychological problems, with more problems than only the surface of our psychological system, but really deep destructive problems where they already take maybe antidepressiva, antipsychoticums, everything. Work with ESR and help those people to give them not something for the symptom, but give this body, this client, this soul back the information that she or he needs to grow over the symptoms. We don't treat symptoms. We are healthcare people. We are artists. We see what's going on behind, before, under, and above the symptoms. And that's the great job of Peter Frazier. 30 years, every day, measurement, just talking to doctors, talking to internists, doctors, talking to homeopathic people, to acupuncturists. People see what's going on. We need information. My GPS is telling me how to drive to the next city, to that street. You need information. Your body needs information. Healthcare is everything about information. So when you see the old update, the old number, it's a 3.2.1, and now we are the update number 4, you see that there are energetic driver screens. And every moment, every person, it's an athlete or it's somebody with chronic fatigue syndrome, they all need information, because the weakest link, that's that, in those areas of the human body field, that requires the most attention in order to maximize, to optimize the functions of the human body field. And you know that every strong man or woman, it's just as strong as his weakest link. It's not only TV programs that are showing the weakest link, it's about healthcare. It's all the spectrum in the NES scan about these readings of the weakest link. You see that in such something like a human body field, there is something in multiple directions. Where is the weakest link? I'm a top athlete. Am I a horse? Am I a dog? Am I a cat? Am I a woman or a man? Show me, please, my weakest link and give me the information my human body field needs. Okay. So in the classroom education, we go further with the energetic integrators. We have 12 energetic integrators, like the meridians. And you see the view from a human body field, when we show from our top to a human body field, we see that there are 12 energetic integrators. And those 12 integrators, they organize the structures. And they organize and they regulate different informations. So when we see and we start, that's about communication and the integration and the regulation of the elements, about the compounds, the cells, the hormones, the organs, the emotions, the enzymes, the meridians, the tissues, and the protein. So you see that the integrator system is much more than only the meridian system. It's much, much more. So when you talk about the meridians, we are going together and go from integrator 1, neurosensory, large intestine, to the heart, lung meridian, to the small intestine meridian, and so on. So it's all about those 12 meridian systems, updated with the help and much help of Peter Frazier, because that the bladder meridian is not only there for your back, it's everything to do with the medulla, the frontale sinuses, the prostate, everything, the vertebra, your disc nerves, also about concentration, and so on and so on. That is what we're going to discuss in our classroom education. The integrator scan shows like this. We talked about the mind screens. And when you talk about the mind screens, then we show the mind screens. And this is our mind screen scan. And you see that the love, the chill, the peace, the liberator, and the ESR is showing up. Choice point is also there. Then we have on our left side the look within, and on the right side the transformations. Now, the first three important levels are love, chill, and peace, together with ESR. But ESR and peace, chill, and love, they are something different than the liberator. We're going to talk about the liberator a few moments later. But you can see that there are three different combinations in the solutions of the mind script. The beliefs, they are another part, and the emotions, they are also another part. So when we talk about the liberator, the chill, the ESR, the peace, and the love, the one we showed here, then we have for this the infocircuits. You have the love infocircle, the peace, the ESR, the chill, the ES8, the liberator. We have also got these functions on our My Health. And we've got all the energetic rejuvenators on our My Health. So the ESR, we're going to talk about it, the dosages, the chill, also how much can you use for your client. The liberator means liberation from being trapped in the past. So it matches with all emotional or all emotions associated with the energy blockages in your brain. So it helps the emotions flow in the correct direction within the body field. So it's a system or an information system that has a lot of possibilities. It's the restoration, the information flow between the central nervous system, the subconsciousness matrix, and the important driver and integrator, your heart. You have the peace. Just be mental clear. Just be honest with yourself. Help yourself to be in peace and harmonize yourself. Let no emotion rule your life. Start more logical. Start logical thinking up and not emotional thinking. That's all about peace. The love we're going to talk about. The emotions we're going to talk about. So there are lots of things that shows up in the scan that needs on a high level education. So we go to this. This is our update 4.0. So you see the love, the chill, the peace, the ESR, and the liberator. Every help file is included for the chill, the peace. When you go to choice points, that needs a lot more clearment. We do that also. We'll talk about it because it's about understand your world. So when you click on choice point, there is a help file, and it's all about your life purpose. So life purpose, you need first understand your world. After that you understand your world, you have to align your purpose. And after you align your purpose, you can be the change. That's all behind this screen of choice point. It's too much and goes too far to talk about this on this webinar, but please be sure that this system is a totally wellness system, and we use wellness because that's the most neutral word to have all the wisdom of healthcare in a summary, the NES provision scan, in the My Health, in the infocircuits, And also we can talk and discuss with the practitioners about restrictions. What needs this patient more? Which treatments? How many drops? What function on the My Health? That we discuss on our education level in the classroom. You see that the look within, you have the brain stem hologram, the cerebellum hologram, the cerebrale medulla hologram, and the cerebrale cortex hologram. So when you click on the CC hologram, you have an overview, yeah, and you go on this button. So the cerebrale cortex hologram, it's about ectodermal tissue, tongue, thyroid, cranial nerves, teeth, enamel, larynx muscles and mucosas, bronchial muscles, and so on. So everything is in there. But what you can see is that the ER screen, the summary of the ER screen is showing those mind issues of the person. Yeah? And you must click every hologram of the brain, not only the red one, the orange one, the yellow one, or the green one, also the white ones. So because when we see ER67 burdened, so you see that this one is showing up in our recommendation screen, and it's got the highest sub priority for in this screen. So it's really an important issue for this client. And that's something you have to learn by using the system. Just let the system, learn you everything about medicine, about your client, about yourself. When we go to the cerebellum hologram, you have here the ER54 or 49. It's 3 is a high priority. It's about the pericardium. We have also all those holograms in the infoceuticals. So you can give your client issues about things. There are epigenetic, genetic problems. So it's like that you can change the character of your clients by treating and giving them brain hologram infoceuticals, but not only the brain hologram infoceuticals. Just start with the big field aligner. Just start with the ESR, with the drivers and integrators. And there are lots of possibilities going on in the client health. The brainstem hologram, it's green, and it shows that there is an issue on ER58, and it can be something to do with the family. So, but don't forget, it's all about the small intestine. Small intestine, it's about family. Think about the chronic illnesses, about colitis ulcerosa, about the autoimmune system diseases. Chinese people say when the client is not crying with his eyes, he or she can cry with intestines, and that is what's showing. That is what this scan is showing. This person can maybe needs a lot of help with ER58 for the family question, for the small intestine. I am secure and nourished by the love of the universe and the nature. It's about an affirmation what's in comprehensive help files within the ER58. When you go back, and we have the look within, we have the beliefs and the emotions. You can click on it and you see some coaching issues, which one you can use with a lot of wisdom, together with a lot of wisdom for your client. And these things, we do special trainings about choice point and mind screens days, because this is very important that the practitioners have an overall view over their own emotions and beliefs. Otherwise, it's very, and I mean it's not possible to help your clients on a coaching level. Emotions also, acceptance, resentment, all the things you can use in your coaching session. Transformation screen. Yeah. Which one is red, which one is yellow? You don't see it on this screen. You have to click on it. And then you see that contentment, yeah, it's about relates to the angelic fields of the digestive system, the spleen and the stomach meridians, and the prefrontal lobes of the cerebral cortex. So it's like blood, calcium, yeah, the back problems from the sciatic nerve. So it's not only on this level that you can treat, it's about the whole total human body field. These transformations, yeah, you find them on your My Health device under the map or under the app of transformations. You can give your client together with the ERs a very big treatment. When you do the transformations for 2 minutes and you do the ERs for 1 or 2 minutes, really lots of things are changing for that client. And it's just like turning on the radio on a certain radio station. You don't have to stay with your hand on the button to have the frequency right. When it's right, it's right. And that's how the My Health is working. That's how the infoceuticals are working. You put the right information on the right spot and it stays there. And you can have a retreat, but you do that every day when you give or the client takes those 15 drops again every day. He gives himself a retreatment with the ERs, with the My Health at his home, at his place. He can do the ERs every day or every 2 days again for himself, his or her partner, the kids, the pets, the horses, everything. So it's a really totally system. You can go after you see the mind and the transformation screen. Yeah, we talked about this a little bit. You can go to the nutritions. So, and I always say to the practitioner, this is a management screen. So we talk about priorities, red, yellow, or orange, sorry, yellow, and the management of these teams, yeah, they have a relationship with the drivers and the integrators. So don't think like a doctor. So when you see that zinc field is orange, oh, my client needs a little bit more zinc. Or maybe he took in zinc, but too much. No, it's about the management. Yeah? You can't learn your body much more than the wisdom that your body already has just by being a human. So the management, yeah, it's about the information you give through the PL, the BFA, the mind infoceuticals, the drivers and integrators to help your body manage this issues. Yeah, when there is lactose, when there is gluten sensitivity, it's got everything to do with your immune system. Yeah? So take care of this screen, yeah, and read the help files very good, because you see that the ED8, the integrated tree, and the ESR, yeah, may be used to help nutritional regulation issues. Yeah, so it's every time, yeah, it's about the combination of the drivers and the integrators, and even the mind infoceuticals to help the management of the zinc issues. When you go to the environment, it's the same. It's not that the computer is making your client sick. No. Your client health situation gives your client maybe some problems with the issue of the computer, ability to deal with the impact of the environmental factors. So it's like a toxin, what is not a toxin when you're on a good health level. It's just that it's showing your body's ability to deal with some toxins, and that you can see compromised in this screen. It's also about detoxification of the body. The physical toxins can also be present. So it's about the management of the computer radiations into lead problems. Lead is together with EI11, integrator number 11. Cadmium is about integrator number 11. So it's about the management, and this body needs the information of this integrator to help and maintain health care for your client. Okay, so when we go back, this is our first screen. It's very clear. Scan and treat. You saw that in the mind screens, very important issues are already in the global synthetic system of the ERs. It's a comprehension system. Then we have got the information about the big field aligner, the polarity. When you click on the big field aligner, you have those three axes here. But because this big field aligner is green, and I click on the big field, there is no issues on this 4 screens. So I go back. When you see here day supercharge and night supercharge, click on the day supercharge when it's red, yellow, or orange, and you can see that there's a help file by support the body to work with hydration, hydrogen, and oxygen. It's like everything has to do with the day. The night infoceuticals is everything to do with what do you know about night infoceuticals? About melatonin, the change of your circadian rhythm. It's about day infoceutical supercharge and night supercharge. It is about big field, polarity, day and night supercharge. Then we have got the drivers, and you see in this integrator field that this client has no high priorities. Even on EI11 can be an issue because in the environment, the lead and the cadmium is responsible on the level of the integrator number 11. And that's what you have, that's what you can learn from everything. People have written big books, many books about lead and cadmium. But now you know when the EI11 is working, the stomach meridian on a good level, then the bone marrow is healthy. So there can't be a problem with toxification when the drivers and the integrators are working fine. That's true. Detoxification is the first care that your body can take for 100% responsibility. Don't go into detox too quick. Just first you have to improve the health of your client on the level of PL, BFA, drivers, and integrators. We talk about trains and stars maybe on the next webinar, but for sure on the level 2 training. You see the mind with every issue you have on your My Health, on the infoceutical, even the Liberator is on the My Health. We talked about choice point, understand your world. So understand your world, be the inquirer of your own life or your own system around you, the world. Align then your purpose, and then you can be the change. Like Nelson Mandela always showed us in his life. Be the change. You have the beliefs, the emotions, the look within with the brain holograms, and the transformations, nutrition screen, and environmental screen. Yeah. And when you make the scan, it's all clear. When you need some help, just go to recommendation, and everything is in the recommendation. Okay, good. I'm gonna ask if there are any questions on this moment.
Peter, there was a question about that I think you could just express is what about the numbers inside of the energetic integrators. So if you could just go back to the energetic integrators and show the numbers.
Yes.
I know it's so that it's the numbers on the scan within the boxes. I think that's what's
Okay. All right.
one of the people. So I think just a little clarification on that would be good.
Yeah, that's good. So when you see the numbers on the screen, yeah, it's more like a physiological relationship between the meridians, and like for the AE7, it's the blood field and the gallbladder meridian. So when you click on the EI7, you see the gallbladder arterial field and the gallbladder field. This is a high priority form. So the EI7, it has no first priority by the colors red, orange, yellow. But when you look on a physical level, yeah, it can be an issue. So when this client has some pain in this area, you know that EI7 has, and the scan is showing you, is there is an issue with a sub-priority 4. When you click, for instance, on the stomach, then you see the same thing. So this is a sub-priority. So you've got a new sub-priority. So it can be that the stomach peptic gland field, yeah, is disturbed, that the duodenum field is disturbed. But it's an issue on a level training where we talk about, because it's not something where you can say like, oh, there is a physical problem with the stomach because the peptic glands field is disturbed. So the proteins, there is a problem with the proteins digestion. No, it's just for learning and showing that with an EI7 issue, it's like the blood cell production can be disturbed, the blood pressure regulation can be disturbed, the natural killer cells, the T lymphocytes can be disturbed. There can be a digestion problem like gallbladder for your fat digestion. There can be a lot of problems, but also like a problem with your stomach, and that's everything that's also in the scan showing by these numbers. For the brain, it's the same, because gallbladder has a lot to do in combination with your cortex and gray matter field. But when you go back and you click on EI7 and you read on your help files, then you see that like the digestive system, your stomach, and the duodenum, and your ileum is included, like your intestines, the big intestine, the colon, and everything, the gallbladder, peritoneum, and epigastrium. It's all about AE7, and that's what these figures can give you, like a sub-priority. Okay, is that clear?
Thanks, Peter. I think that was very clear. Does anybody else have any other questions?
Okay. Sorry, I have to take some water.
Okay. There is one other question. There's another question, Peter, but this is for somebody who actually has recently purchased the system, and it's about the creative cycle. And obviously that was in version 3, and whether it's in version 4, that's her question.
Yeah, it's in version 4 for sure. Here it is, the creation circle, the creative cycle. It's this is the attention, communicate, identity, and she knows, or some people doesn't know maybe, that the driver field and the creative cycle is managing on the same level. So this is ED1, ED2, ED3, ED4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So this is also a beautiful system to start a coaching session with your client. Maybe, and sometimes I hear from a lot of practitioners that the creative cycle, it's much more easy to start a discussion with your client on issues about psychological issues or coaching issues. So think or remember that the creative cycle is all about the driver fields in the same numbers like I just showed. So animate is the ED9, the muscle driver. Boundary is the ED10, and so on. But it's still in there, no problem. And you find it when you open the mind. You see this issue where what I discussed with you, and you see the CC, and there is the creative cycle. Okay. Are there any other questions?
And there's another one here. It says, so I have to talk. Oh, okay. She's just actually talking. She's saying she just wants to talk to support. So we can help you for those practitioners that are on the call who are already practitioners, have already got the system. Just give us a call and we'll help you with any questions that you've got.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thanks.
That's why we're here, and we love to see and to help practitioners with such a big system. Not big because it's difficult, but big because everything is in it, and it's really a top creativity to make scans and to see what's going on behind the screens of your client. But well, I tell you and the practitioner again, just don't show all the screens. It takes a lot of time when you want to upgrade your patient to a level of a practitioner. Don't do that. Just you have the responsibility to treat and not to talk. And when you want to talk, you first have to know the system so that you can talk about the screens in one sentence without disturbing the balance of your client or healthcare on a medical and a psychological level. They have already enough on their mind, and it's very important that you don't try to get a medical practitioner out of your clients. So treat them. That's what Peter Fraser also said. Go on and treat your patients with this big system and enjoy.
Okay, there's no more questions coming up at the moment. Does anybody else have any questions?
So it was very clear then.
Oh, obviously. Yes. If anybody does have any questions following the webinar, I'll just put our email addresses up, and you can I'll put it in the chat box. It'll come to you, and you can just email us with any questions that you've got, and we will help you and direct you to the right person to be able to support you in anything that you're doing. So that goes for whether you're already a practitioner or whether you're interested in exploring more about the system. We can direct you to the right person.
Okay, Andrea, maybe you have to repeat your last part of your sentence, because you were really ripped off your voice.
Was I sounding like a robot?
Okay.
Can you hear me now, Peter?
Yeah, now I can hear you again.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I was just saying if anybody, whether you're a practitioner already who's already got the system, or whether you're somebody who might be interested in learning more about the system, if you contact us, we can direct you to the right person to help and support you in with your questions. And I'll put our email addresses in the chat window for you both, for everybody, sorry.
Okay, that was fine. That was really mental clarity.
Thank you very much, Peter.
Okay, so people, there are a lot of things where we can talk about, where we can give education over. So think only about your My Health, all the apps they are there, the physical, the energetic, the mind, the well-being, the transformation, all those apps you can use in combination with the ERs, and you have a really, really top health system in your hand. And just we are doing a lot of human scans. We're doing a lot of horse scans, pet scans, and really every day again. Is it now about human or animals? The results are amazing. Just start and treat and let yourself be successful and creative, and let the health care level of your clients and your friends have an enormous update. And we have every day people are phoning me and telling me about that there was some horse with big problems and he has to have the treatment for 2 or 3 months, and after only one health my health treatment, the horse was really up to his highest level. It was really enjoying his walk, his running, and that's what we have to do in this world with humans and animals. And this is the really good system for it. Just go for it, work with it. Okay. Now,
Thanks.
when there are no questions anymore,
No, I don't think so.
that's okay. It was a pleasure to be here out of Belgium to England, and now we have also guests from the US and all kind of continents in this webinar. When there are questions, like Andrea told us, just yeah, have contact with us. Let the help of us come to you. And when you need education, we are there, standing there on a good level to talk with you and discuss clients and manage things. We hear each other, I hope, next time for another webinar. For this time, many people have vacation, so treat yourself, treat your family, yeah? Be on a high level of healthcare. Use the system also for your own family. And I hope and hear you soon. Big wishes from Belgium. My name was and is Peter Paula here, and see you maybe next time. Bye bye.
Thanks, Peter, very much. And thank you, everyone, for attending. Really appreciate your time. Thank you.